Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. It actually looks like it's a very beautiful day outside. Um, so let's get to my low behind act of kindness, and then we'll talk about hot ones. Actually, considering how crazy the weather's been, talking about hot things probably not a bad idea. So let's see, what's my low? Um, hmm. Actually, my low is that there's something I've been doing on my spare time, but it turns out that there's one thing I've been doing that's wrong, so now I gotta fix it and do it all over again. Nothing really big, just some gaming stuff I'm doing in my spare time. Um, my high is I got to talk to my mom yesterday. That was really nice, and I will admit, I also part of my low is I slept in a little bit longer than I would have liked to. But actually, you know what? I had a really crazy dream, like a really crazy dream. Okay, I'll get to my active kindness. I'll talk about the dream, and I'll talk about hot ones. So, um, let's see. Um, so my act of kindness was someone I know dropped something, and I picked it up off the floor and gave it to him. So that was well, my hands are dry. Holy cow, they're dry. All right. The sad part is I actually have lotion that I'll use to make my hands a bit better, but I always forget to use it. Anyway, right. So in this dream, it was weird because I know I actually have an appointment at 11:45 this morning, which at this point I'll have plenty of time to get to. Um, Actually, no, just in case, hold on. Just in case I don't, and this video takes too long to record, I will start putting my shoes on now. So in this dream, I know that I have an appointment to go to, and it's weird. Like it's as if the dream was taking place like today, but I know for a fact like it was a dream. Oh, I know afterwards, but here's what happened. So before the appointment that I have, I went over to get myself some lunch. Actually, from Vincenzo's here in Elmira, actually. I'll get a couple slices of pizza and then be on my way. And I really wasn't in there long, per se. Maybe about, to me in the dream, it felt like not very long at all. But by the time I walked out of Vincenzo's, it had already been 3 hours and I missed the appointment I was supposed to go to. Which, I'm like, how? And what's even crazier, I'm rushing on a bike. Like, not a motorcycle, like a bike that you ride. Like the pedals and the, brakes that you squeeze and everything. And I'm going over some snow, and I flip over forward, like a front flip forward. And during that flip, that's when I wake up. So, yeah, all it takes is a jolt for something like that to happen to wake me up. I have weird dreams. I don't know why. Nothing good ever happens in them. Oh, yeah, actually, that's not true. I've had a few good dreams before. I mean, years ago, I once had a dream. It was like in middle school, I once had a dream where I was on stage and I was hugging a girl that I really liked. I couldn't make out her face because, like, my head is right next to hers, right? So obviously I can't make out her face. I do remember, though, she was a brunette. So perhaps the future of things to come, a sign of things to come. I don't know. Okay, enough goofing around. Let's talk about Hot Ones. Okay, so make sure we do a better job doubling out my shoes. Here we go. Okay, so let's talk about Madison Beer on yesterday's episode of Hot Ones, which is actually really cool. So she's on Hot Ones promoting her new album, Lock It, which I think I probably talked. I can't remember everything I did over the week. I'm sorry. But she was promoting Lock It, which is a new album that's coming out. And the very first question Sean asked her is, how do you decide what song like kicks off the album? Like Lock It theme is the first song on a new album, and Nothing at All ends the album. And the way she described it is, Lock It theme is like her message to like the audience, whereas Nothing at All is like a close personal message for her and very close loved ones in her life. I think that's what she said. They talked about the role of humor in sad and emotional songs, which, yeah, I mean, listen, there are times where, you know, if you're dealing with something serious or something, you know, sad, believe it or not, a little bit of humor can go a long way. Like a really long way. You know, here's the thing. You wouldn't recognize, for me, and this has happened plenty of times before where, you know, there have been times where I have been, you know, sad. And, you know, I did get over it. But I also thought about, like, when people try and make you feel better, you know they're trying, but you know, like, that's not what you need to hear or see to feel better. And having a good laugh is just a way to really take all the edge off. It eases the tension. I mean, actually, anybody remember a show called The Secret Saturdays? They actually talked about this not for songs, but like, they were about to go into, I forget the villain's name, I'm sorry. Basically, they were heading to like the villain's fortress, and, you know, the little kid, I think his name was Zach, he's like trying to liven up the tension, and he's trying to explain that. All right, they were trying to rescue Fiskerton, that's what it was. Argos, that was his name. Argos. That was the villain's name. Okay. Sorry, I was blanking on that for a little bit. Anyway. Yeah, long story short, yeah, you need humor. You do. Like, sometimes a good laugh really is all you need for some really good, quote-unquote, medicine. She talked about vocal warm-ups that she swears by and how she's not really the best at doing vocal warm-ups. He talked about the favorite pieces of equipment to play around with, which is the talk box and the vocoder. Talked about the best place to get a breakfast sandwich in the 516. What is the 516? Hold on. I need to look this up. Okay, located in southeastern New York and covers Hempstead, Levittown, and Freeport. Okay. Interesting. So, Madison Beer is a New Yorker. Cool. Okay, so they talked about how Bagel Boss has the best breakfast sandwich ever, and she even described what her breakfast sandwich was, which is a plain bagel, toasted, with egg whites, Munster cheese, salt, pepper, done. And she said it'd be weird to some, but not for her. And you know what? I get it. I mean, I would eat. I would definitely try for sure. I mean, there's no way something like that would taste bad, for sure. I mean, personally, after you have something like the fully loaded croissant sandwich from Burger King or one of the McGriddles from McDonald's, something like that just, it's not bad, but you feel like you'd be wanting more, you know? They talked about how Ralph's Italian Ice she had to choose between Ralph's Italian Ice or a Frapple from Jericho Cider Mill, and the Italian Ice won, and she mixes like, I think it was blue raspberry and vanilla chocolate chip or something. Talked about and the afternoon itinerary at Brant Lake where she would go for summer camp, like early bird skiing, arts and crafts, being a play, tubing, dinner, and an evening activity. Because she actually went to summer camp a lot before she got famous at 13, which, hey man, she's been working since 13. It's pretty cool. She talked about her most personal validating achievement, which is just entertaining the fans, which is one of the most awesome things I've heard this whole year. Because it should be about the fans. I mean, listen, it takes a lot for a famous person like Madison Beer to do what she does. And obviously I don't have that kind of, I don't work in that profession. But I can already imagine how exhausting it must be. So having groups of fans who potentially you don't even know cheer for you and love your music, that's awesome. And it makes them feel good when they hear your music too. That's the best part. So yeah, it's awesome. She talked about how her most nerve-wracking gig was playing live was a live gig playing for Jimmy Fallon, and how, believe it or not, she's more nervous playing a smaller venue than she is playing a bigger venue. The reason being, like, in a giant venue, like an arena or stadium, like, you can see the faces of, like, everybody up front, because those are probably, like, the most well-known fans that you know of who are here to see you, and you can wave them and stuff like that, and everybody else in the back, obviously you can't see. But in a small venue of like 500 or less, you can see everybody. Like you can see all their faces. And if for whatever reason someone doesn't like your music, you can see that. I can throw you off. That's crazy. She talked about how she likes to collect fairy books and books on psychology. And she believes The Giving Tree is the best Shel Silverstein book, which I have to agree. I mean, okay, my introduction to The Giving Tree was definitely back in elementary school at St. Mary Mother, and I forget what year it was, but the teacher read it to us. And this was back when I was in that existential crisis of, getting old and therefore dying is scary. So, upon hearing this book for the first time, needless to say, I wouldn't say I was a fan. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I didn't much care for it either. It wasn't until I actually read it to my nephews where, at least for me, the beautiful thing about The Giving Tree, the book, is just how beautiful life can be. And how giving to others makes you feel a whole lot better than you realize. I mean, that's why I do the thing. Like, it's one of the reasons why I make these videos, man. I mean, yeah, it's not really much, but there's a lot of people who enjoy what I do, and I'm absolutely glad I get to share it with you all, and that feels great for me. Actually, the only reason why I don't say making the videos is my high is because that really would be a cop out. You know what I mean? Okay, so all right. FMK Fall Guys, Outlast, or Dress to Impress. Although she had replaced Fall Guys with a Fortnite. And she'd marry Fortnite. Didn't really give an answer for the other two. Funny enough, there was someone I was watching this episode with, and they asked what F, marry, kill is, and I had to explain that to them. Yeah. I would explain it here, but I kind of made a promise I really wouldn't say the F-bomb on camera. And I've done a pretty good job of doing that for like the last 2 years and change. So I'd rather not do it here. And finally, if there's like Sean Astor, after having the last dab, he asked, "What is your gut telling you right now?" Because Madison Beer tends to act on instinct, and you know what? It's as if I would be the one saying this, because this is exactly the sort of thing I'd say. Put yourself out there and do what feels good. Do what's fun. And have fun doing it. If you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. I mean, listen, I've been making videos for holy cow, it's gonna be 9 years. I put myself out there every day. Every day is an opportunity for, somebody to take notice, or for someone to, see this and think, huh, that guy's interesting. And that's what I do. It's fun, dude. Yeah, this is a great episode of Howard's. Oh, like, yeah, I feel really good right now. This is awesome. I'm for sure ready to take on the day. Hope you like this video. Like, subscribe to YouTube channel, on social media. As always, I'm very home this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy every day. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. Remember, if you guys want to talk to me, we're here to lend me always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.